Welcome to a journey through the shadowed halls and eerie corridors of the United Kingdom's most haunted hotels. These are places where luxury and history meet restless spirits, where centuries-old secrets hide behind grand facades, and where countless guests have encountered the unexplainable. From remote countryside inns to iconic city landmarks, each hotel on our list carries a story darker than any traveler's nightmare. These are not just buildings, they are vessels of tragedy, mystery, and terror. Spirits who refuse to leave, echoing the lives they once lived, the secrets they kept, and the violent ends that anchored them to these walls. Tonight, we peel back the curtain on 10 hotels where guests have witnessed shadows that move against the light, heard whispers from empty rooms, and felt the chilling presence of something that should not be there. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, prepare yourself. Because some rooms are never truly empty and some guests never check out. Stay with us as we explore these haunted landmarks and uncover the chilling encounters and dark legends that continue to haunt the United Kingdom. Hotel number 1. The Langham Hotel, London, England. The Langham Hotel stands as one of London's most prestigious and historic hotels, but beneath its elegance lies a chilling reputation that has lasted over a century. Since opening its doors in 1865, the Langham has been the site of numerous ghostly encounters that have left guests and staff deeply unsettled. One of the most famous spirits said to roam its halls is that of a German prince who reportedly committed suicide in one of the rooms during World War I. Guests staying near the 11th floor have reported hearing mysterious footsteps pacing the corridor late at night, despite the floors being empty. Some have even witnessed a shadowy figure standing silently in the doorway of their rooms, vanishing the moment they turn to look. Another unsettling presence is believed to be a Victorian-era woman dressed in a flowing black gown. She has been seen gliding through the hotel's corridors, disappearing into walls or behind doors. Staff have reported cold spots and inexplicable noises, especially near the old ballroom and the now-closed cocktail bar. The Langham's rich history of opulence contrasts sharply with the tales of despair and lingering spirits, creating an eerie tension that few visitors forget. Whether it's the footsteps in the hallways or the sudden drops in temperature, the hotel's ghosts remind us that some pasts never truly rest. As we leave behind London's haunted elegance, prepare yourself for a journey into one of England's most famously sinister inns, where the spirits are as old as the building itself. Number 2. The Ancient Ram in Gloucestershire, England. Nestled deep in the rolling hills of Gloucestershire lies the Ancient Ram Inn, a building that dates back to 1145 and holds a dark reputation unlike any other. Known as one of the most haunted buildings in England, this former pub-turned-guesthouse has a history stained with tragedy, occult rituals, and restless spirits that refuse to leave. The Ancient Ram Inn was originally built on the site of an ancient pagan burial ground. Over the centuries, it has witnessed countless disturbing events from witchcraft trials to violent deaths. Locals whisper that the land itself is cursed, with a dark energy that seeps through the stone walls and unsettles every visitor. Guests and paranormal investigators alike have reported a terrifying array of experiences. Shadowy figures dart through rooms, disembodied voices whisper warnings, and cold spots appear without explanation. The inn is said to be home to several spirits, including a malevolent witch who once lived nearby, and the tortured souls of children buried beneath the building. One of the most chilling tales is that of a paranormal investigator who spent a night inside. During his stay, he captured EVP recordings of voices pleading for help and screams that sent shivers down the spine. At one point, the temperature in the basement dropped drastically, and he felt an invisible force brush past him. Despite its eerie reputation, the Ancient Ram Inn continues to welcome guests seeking a brush with the supernatural. It stands as a testament to the dark history buried beneath England's peaceful countryside, where the past is never far behind. Number 3. The Skyrrid Mountain in Llanfihangel, Crowcorny, Wales. Perched at the base of the hauntingly beautiful Skyrrid Mountain in Wales, this inn holds a history soaked in blood and dark deeds. The Skyrrid Mountain Inn is said to be one of the oldest pubs in Wales, dating back over 800 years, but its walls have witnessed more than just laughter and ale. They have borne silent witness to executions, imprisonments, and countless tales of suffering that have left their mark long after the victims disappeared. The inn's most infamous chapter is tied to the medieval hanging tree nearby, where prisoners were led to their deaths. It's said that some never truly left the earth, their restless spirits lingering among the wooden beams and stone walls. Guests have reported hearing anguished cries echoing through the corridors, footsteps pacing in empty rooms, and sudden cold chills that freeze the blood. One particularly unsettling story comes from visitors who claim to have seen a shadowy figure seated at the bar, staring out with hollow eyes before vanishing into thin air. Others have felt invisible hands grip their shoulders or caught fleeting glimpses of ghostly faces watching them from dark corners. The innkeeper often warns guests, "The spirits here do not welcome strangers lightly." Many who spend the night find themselves unable to shake the feeling that something unseen is watching, waiting. The Scurrid Mountain Inn is not just a place to grab a pint, it is a crossroads where the living meet the dead, and where history's darkest moments refuse to be forgotten. Number 4. The Slaughterhouse Inn, the Red Lion, York, England. In the historic city of York stands a building known today as the Red Lion, but once called the Slaughterhouse Inn, and its past is drenched in blood and terror. Dating back to the 17th century, this inn sits on ground where countless animals were butchered, but it is the tales of human suffering and dark deeds that have marked its reputation for centuries. The building's lower floors were once used as a slaughterhouse, and it is said that the spirits of those who met brutal ends still linger, unable to find peace. Stories speak of a man whose ghost roams the basement, his anguished wails echoing through the stone corridors. Visitors have felt cold hands grab at their ankles and heard footsteps following them through empty hallways. One chilling incident involves a guest who awoke to find a shadowy figure standing at the foot of their bed, staring silently before vanishing. The same guest reported hearing the distant sounds of knives scraping and muffled cries when the inn was otherwise quiet. The Slaughterhouse Inn's sinister reputation is reinforced by the frequent sightings of a hooded figure who appears suddenly in doorways, only to disappear when approached. Staff warn that the spirits here are restless and sometimes hostile, making nights in the old inn an experience that few forget. Despite or perhaps because of its haunted history, the Red Lion continues to welcome travelers seeking a brush with the supernatural, its dark past a constant presence behind every door and in every shadow. From the chilling cellars of York, we move to the ancient town of Malmesbury, where the Old Bell Hotel holds its own share of secrets and ghostly visitors. Number 5. The Old Bell Hotel, Malmesbury. In the heart of Malmesbury, a town steeped in history, stands the Old Bell Hotel, a building that has welcomed travelers for centuries. Its timber-framed walls and creaking floors hold stories of countless guests, but some tales go beyond mere hospitality and venture deep into the paranormal. The hotel's history stretches back to the 13th century, originally serving as a coaching inn for weary travelers. Over time, it became a place where the veil between the living and the dead grew thin. Guests have reported hearing footsteps echoing down empty hallways, doors slamming shut with no one near, and whispers that seem to drift through the walls. One of the most persistent spirits is believed to be a lady in white, said to have died tragically within the hotel centuries ago. She has been seen gliding silently along the corridors, her pale figure disappearing through walls as if she belongs to another time. Some visitors have felt sudden chills and a presence watching them, especially in the older parts of the building. There are also reports of objects moving on their own, lights flickering without explanation, and the unmistakable feeling of being followed by unseen eyes. Staff and guests alike have shared stories of unexplained cold spots and doors that open and close, even when the hotel is empty. The Old Bell's blend of history and haunting makes it a place where past and present collide, reminding all who enter that some spirits never truly check out. As we leave behind the quiet streets and creaking floors, the next chapter takes us into a coastal city where the sea breeze carries whispers not just of waves, but of darker things lurking in the night. Number 6. The Royal Albion Hotel, Brighton. Standing proudly on Brighton's famous seafront, the Royal Albion Hotel is an imposing Victorian structure that draws visitors with its grandeur and stunning views of the English Channel. Yet beneath its elegant facade, it carries a reputation shadowed by tragedy and strange occurrences that have puzzled guests for decades. The hotel's haunting history dates back to the late 1800s, a time when Brighton was a popular retreat but also a place where secrets were kept behind closed doors. One of the most persistent tales involves a young woman who died tragically within the hotel under mysterious circumstances. Her presence is said to linger in room 97, where guests report sudden chills, unexplained noises, and the feeling of being watched. Numerous visitors have shared stories of seeing a ghostly figure wandering the corridors late at night. Some have heard soft whispers and footsteps when no one else is around, while others describe objects moving without explanation. The hotel's antique furnishings sometimes shift or tilt, as if pushed by an unseen force. Staff have also reported strange occurrences in the basement and around the old service areas long since sealed off but where eerie sounds and flickering lights persist. One employee described a shadowy figure appearing suddenly at the end of a hallway, vanishing moments later, leaving behind an overwhelming sense of sadness. The Royal Albion Hotel remains a beloved spot for tourists, but those who stay late enough might find themselves sharing the space with its restless residents. The mix of sea air and spectral presence creates an atmosphere thick with stories waiting to be told. Leaving behind the salty breeze and ghostly whispers, we venture now into a quaint town where a centuries-old hotel holds echoes of the past and shadows that never fade. Number 7. The Bear Hotel, Woodstock, England. In the historic market town of Woodstock, the Bear Hotel has stood as a witness to centuries of history, welcoming travelers since the 13th century. This charming old inn carries with it not only the warmth of hospitality but also tales of restless spirits that have lingered through the ages. The Bear Hotel's haunting reputation is tied to its age and its proximity to Blenheim Palace, a site known for its own mysterious past. Visitors have reported strange noises, disembodied footsteps echoing along empty corridors, sudden drops in temperature and unexplained shadows darting just out of sight. One particularly chilling story involves a former guest who awoke in the middle of the night to the sound of soft singing coming from the hallway. When they opened the door, there was no one there, but a faint smell of lavender, a scent associated with one of the hotel's long-departed residents, lingered in the air. Staff have also experienced eerie happenings, from lights flickering without cause to doors opening and closing on their own. Several guests have spoken of an unseen presence watching over them, a silent guardian or perhaps something less benevolent. The Bear Hotel's blend of comfort and mystery creates an atmosphere that both welcomes and unsettles, reminding all who stay that the past is never truly gone, it simply waits. Number 8. The Cumberland Hotel, London, England. In the heart of London near Marble Arch, the Cumberland Hotel carries a reputation that contrasts sharply with its luxurious facade. Built in the early 20th century, it has long attracted high-profile guests seeking comfort, but behind its elegant walls lurk stories that unsettle even the most skeptical visitors. The hotel's haunting history is linked to a tragic incident during World War II when parts of the building were used to shelter evacuees and injured soldiers. Some say the spirits of those who suffered in those dark times remain trapped within the corridors, their pain echoing through the decades. Guests have reported sudden chills in rooms where no heating was present, unexplained noises in the hallways, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures that vanish when approached. One guest described waking to find the silhouette of a woman standing at the foot of the bed, her face obscured but her presence unmistakably real. Staff recount stories of lights flickering erratically, elevators stopping on floors where no one has called, and doors opening by themselves. The basement and service areas are especially known for a feeling of oppressive silence that seems to watch and wait. Despite these unsettling accounts, the Cumberland Hotel remains a popular destination, its ghost stories adding a layer of intrigue to its storied past. Visitors are reminded that beneath the luxury, history's shadows still linger. Number 9. The Balmoral Hotel, Edinburgh, Scotland. Rising majestically on Princes Street in Edinburgh, the Balmoral Hotel is a symbol of luxury and Scottish grandeur. But beneath its polished marble floors and glittering chandeliers lies a haunting tale that has become woven into the fabric of the city's ghostly folklore. One of the most talked-about spirits at the Balmoral is linked to Room 323, the very room where famed author J.K. Rowling completed the final Harry Potter novel. Since then, guests have reported eerie occurrences, unexplained footsteps echoing through the hallways, strange knocks on doors with no one outside, and the unsettling sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. More chilling are the stories told by the hotel staff. Many have spoken of a mysterious woman dressed in period clothing who appears suddenly in corridors, only to vanish when approached. Her presence is accompanied by sudden drops in temperature and the faint scent of lavender lingering in the air, long after she disappears. Some believe this ghost is a former employee or guest who met a tragic end on the premises, their spirit forever bound to the hotel. Others say the hotel's age and history, built in 1902 on a site with even older roots, contribute to the restless energies that haunt its walls. The Balmoral also holds darker stories behind closed doors. There have been reports of disembodied voices whispering unintelligible words in empty rooms and shadowy figures glimpsed through windows late at night. One staff member recounts the hair-raising moment they felt an invisible hand brush their shoulder in a deserted hallway. This blend of luxury and lingering sorrow creates an atmosphere charged with mystery, reminding visitors that even the grandest places can harbor secrets and that sometimes, those secrets refuse to stay buried. Number 10. The Europa Hotel, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Known as the most bombed hotel in Europe, the Europa Hotel in Belfast stands as a stark reminder of Northern Ireland's turbulent past. Since opening in 1971, it has survived numerous attacks during the Troubles, and those dark days have left an imprint that many believe refuses to fade. Guests and staff alike speak of an uneasy atmosphere that lingers in the hotel's corridors. Reports include unexplained noises, shouts, footsteps, even screams that echo through the halls when the building should be quiet. Some have seen shadowy figures moving just out of the corner of their eyes, vanishing when looked at directly. One of the most chilling stories comes from guests who experienced sudden, intense cold spots in their rooms, followed by flickering lights and the feeling of being watched. Staff have witnessed doors opening and closing on their own, and some elevators stop unexpectedly between floors without any passengers. The hotel's violent history has forged a strong connection between past and present. Many believe the spirits of those lost in bombings, and those caught in the chaos, continue to haunt the Europa. It stands as a living monument to pain and resilience, where the ghosts of history are never far away. As we close our journey through the UK's most haunted hotels, we see how the echoes of tragedy and sorrow can transform even the grandest places into sites of restless spirits. These hotels are more than just places to rest. They are doorways into the past, where stories of tragedy, mystery, and restless spirits refuse to fade. The echoes you've heard tonight remind us that sometimes, the walls remember what we try to forget. So next time you check in somewhere old and storied, keep your eyes open. You might not be alone. Which story sent a chill down your spine? Tell us in the comments below. If you want to explore even deeper into the world of haunted places, kindly like, share, subscribe, and join us for more journeys into the unknown. Remember, some doors are better left unopened.